Hi Queens, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. It is Tuesday, 6:42. I got in a little while ago, but you know the drill. Just want to check in with you and see how your day went. So today, I was having a conversation with this person that knows I'm doing YouTube, right? And she asked me a very simple question, and it just made me think about why I'm doing YouTube. She asked me, she was like, Jess, I saw your video the other day, it's quite interesting, but what made you get into this? And I said to her, well, because, I feel passionate about helping women. And she asked me, is it your passion or is that your gift, do you think? And can I tell you, that was a thought-provoking question. And I started thinking to myself, is it my gift? I feel, and I don't know if I shared this with you before, but I feel that writing is my gift. Communication to some extent, verbal communication to a certain extent. But I also feel that I have always had the passion for advocacy, and more so advocating for women. And that passion of mine, I think started from like my childhood. I grew up with like really strong women in my family, and they didn't need anyone to stand up for them. But when I went out into the world and I started working and I met other women and heard their stories, that's what sparked an interest in me to advocate for women. And then later on, I realized that it's a passion of mine, because when I go to, now, I don't know if Barnes & Nobles is open in your city, but I know that New York had a couple of Barnes & Nobles. And every time I went into a Barnes & Nobles, the books that I would pick up were about women empowerment, self-help books for women, or autobiographies by women who overcame challenges and tragedies and injustice. And then I started working with women who desperately needed help. And it was a life and death situation for them. And so when she asked me that, she was like, oh, is it your passion or is it your gift? I think it's both. I really do. Because I don't think that you can... I know that God gives you gifts, right? And it's really up to you to either develop it and work with the gift that he gave you, or you can choose to ignore it. And I also know that sometimes we get so, we become so stubborn, and we think that following one thing, or one career path is what we're meant to do, and we're just like stuck on that idea and that career, and that might not be what God wants for you. And I'll give you an example. I knew this gentleman a long time ago. I met him in church. He's a little older than me. And I was like talking to him. I wasn't like dating him or anything exclusively, but I was just talking to him. Good looking guy. And he told me that he was in a seminary. He went to the service, right? He was in the Marines. He was a Marine. And when he came back from service, he said he wanted to be a priest. And his passion was to be a priest. So he went to a seminary. Let me tell you something. This guy, from my opinion, I don't think he was born to be a priest. I'm not saying, and I'm not judging, and I'm not God to say what he should and shouldn't be, but just based on my interaction with him, I think that his gift was to bring people together, because he had a great personality. Everybody wanted to be around him. And when he made one phone call, people would jump. And he would, we were part of this church group. And so he would help me a lot, to gather folks together for a common cause. So when we would do apostolados, and apostolado is a little more than an act of kindness. We would do more than just, go feed the homeless. We would do things like go and gather, teens off the street and bring them into church, so that they didn't join gangs, so that they didn't sell drugs. It was a youth group, so obviously we used to cater to the youth. The point is that he had an ability to communicate with others. That was his gift. He thought that his gift was to be, serving mass. And so one day we spoke about that, and I said, well, so and so, I'm not going to say his name, do you think that being a priest is really your calling? And he said, it's my passion. And I said, well, how is it your passion if you've never done it before? And he said, I don't know, but I just feel like it's my passion. And like I said, I disagree. I think his passion was to be around people, yes, to help people. But he thought that his passion and his gift was to be a priest. And gifts and passions can come in many, many, many shapes and forms. I am very passionate about women empowerment. Anytime there's an event, and during the pandemic we couldn't go to like live shows or live conferences or meetings, so everything was via Zoom or via Teams. Last year I joined a Dress for Success conference, yearly conference, and it was because it was it was remote. They were like, oh, if you buy a bottle of wine, the proceeds will go to the organization to help women in need. And I did that, and they sent me a bottle of wine, and they sent me this little wine cup, and I'll share with you one of these days when I talk about my counseling experience. But anyway, so I am, like I said, I am passionate about women empowerment, about helping and advocating for women and bringing information to women. And the reason why that I feel is my passion is because I've been surrounded by so many great women in my family, at work, friendships, that I feel that we are extraordinary beings. And I feel that any little thing that I can do to help uplift another woman, I've done my job, because I've had women uplift me, because I've had women support me. I just talked about support yesterday. And so I want to pay it forward. I have an incredible mom who I just hope that I'm like her when I grow up, because she's just extraordinary. And I don't want to talk too much about her because this is not about my mom, and I don't want to put her out there, but she is just an amazing woman. Just like my grandmother's an amazing woman. My grandmother has lived her life on her terms, and it's just so admirable. She raised a family on her own. She's just incredible. And let's not even get into my aunts. They're just amazing human beings. So that's why I want to pay it forward, because I've been blessed with having incredible women in my life. And so I want to be able to uplift other women and have them feel the same support and love that I've received throughout my life. Now, my gift is something else. My gift is not advocating for women. My gift, I believe, one is writing, and two is communicating with people in person. Like, yes, I do YouTube now and everything, and I speak to you through the camera, and you watch me, you click on my videos and you watch what I have to say, and I'm so thankful for that. But I sometimes feel like I do a lot better and I communicate better in person. And the reason why I say that is because I am involved in a group of 5 women at work. And when I speak to them in person, or when I am in a meeting with them, is my my verbal skills just flow easily, because I feel so empowered in that group in person. And I also feel that my gift is writing. because I've always loved to write. When I came to the US, I was 6 years old. So I had to learn a language. I came to a different country. Remember, I was born in Guatemala. So this is the country that people refer to as, in Spanish, they say, La Tierra de la Eterna Primavera. So eternal springtime. So you can imagine the weather over there is just like amazing, right? We speak Spanish over there. I come to this country at the age of 6 in the middle of a winter storm. It was in January. And I don't know the language. And I don't have friends. And so I had to quickly learn how to communicate. My mom didn't waste any time and put me in school. Well, my brother and I in school. And so I had to learn how to communicate with my peers, with the other students who were born and raised here. And so I had to learn a different language. I had to learn how to write in English. I had to learn how to pronunciate certain words. And so I had to learn how to read in English. And mind you, my mom, which I'm so grateful for now, and the reason why I'm bilingual, is because my mom used to make us sit down, read the newspaper in Spanish every single day, so that we didn't lose our culture, so we didn't lose our Spanish. And I'm grateful for that, because now I am very fluent in Spanish and I am fluent in English. And so, getting back to my point, what was I saying? Oh yeah, my gift. And so I feel that my gift is writing, because I learned both languages. I'm able to read and write in Spanish and English. Obviously, I write in English and I read English more throughout the day because I'm at work. And when I was in school for, a full day. So I was reading English, the English language. And so when I write, and that's why I love, like in the position that I am now, I can't talk about my job, but this I will share, is that, and even before, in another position that I had, I was able to write policy or interpret policy or review policy. And that's because I'm very good at communication. And how I'm going to use my gift? I might just write a book. So stay tuned for that. I also feel that God has put in my heart and my spirit that I have to make these videos. Even if, and I'm not obsessing over the number of viewers. I'm not obsessing over the number of subscribers. I just feel in my heart that there is someone out there that is going to benefit from my messages. My videos are going to be about different topics. But someone out there is going to listen to one of my messages and is going to resonate with them. And they're going to be like, wow, I went through that. Yeah, I know what she's talking about. I know what she means. And then they're not going to feel alone. They're not going to feel isolated. They're not going to feel like, man, I feel like alone in this planet. They're going to realize that they're not alone. And so I think that that is part of my gift, is to make sure that I make myself available. I am the tool. I am the vessel that God is going to use to get to you. I don't know who needs to hear this. And I should say this in all my videos. I don't know who needs to hear this. But there's somebody out there that is thinking to themselves right now, what is my gift? What is the gift that God has given me? How am I going to use it? How can I identify it? How am I going to use it to help others? There are millions of people around the world that help others in many, many different ways. Which way is yours? What are you planning to do? How are you planning to use your gift? Do you know what your gift is? If you do, share it with us. Like I said, my gift is writing. My gift is communicating. And my passion is helping you. And before I let you go, we forgot our book yesterday. We forgot our question yesterday. So I brought it back. We're going to do a question today because it's important for us to learn about one another. So today's question, what do you regard as the lowest depth of misery? Wow, that's a deep question. The lowest depth of misery. I would say being in a bad relationship. When you're in a bad relationship, in an abusive relationship, but we can talk about this in another video. That is the depth of misery, and I'm going to tell you why. That's my opinion. This is all my opinion. Is because sometimes if you're in a bad relationship or in an abusive relationship, sometimes because you're in it, you don't see the bad. You think that that is normal, and you think that that is what you deserve, and you think that there's no way out. And there's nothing farther than the truth. Nothing farther than the truth. One, you are worthy of something bigger and better. You are worthy of having someone in your life who adores you, who treasures you, and who takes care of you, who is willing to be selfless and put you first and make sure that you know that you are the queen in their life. Let's put money aside and everything else, right? You deserve the absolute best. And there is a way out. But like I said, we're going to talk about unhealthy relationships and healthy relationships in 2 other videos because there's so much information to provide. And remember, nothing lasts forever. Absolutely nothing lasts forever. If you are not happy, take a step to be happy. The only person that can make you happy is yourself. Sometimes it may seem like you can't get out of a situation, but there's always a way. Believe me, there's always a way. And you're not alone. And you don't deserve to be miserable. No one has the power to make you miserable. My favorite quote from Eleanor Roosevelt, she said once, no one has permission to make you feel inferior. And that is so true. Don't give your power away to someone. You are somebody. You're worth a lot. And if anybody tells you different, they're lying to you. But anyway, with that being said, thank you again for joining me tonight. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends to come and join the family. I will see you tomorrow. I'm gonna jump on my other channel. So, and if you who don't know about my other channel in Spanish is under my name, Jessica Burgos. And so you can hop on and see those videos as well. If you're bilingual, you can see both. If your mom, your aunts, your cousins speak Spanish, tell them about my channel. Have a good night.